Hi. So today is May 8th, 2026. I should be working on my last paper for school. It's due tonight at 11:59 p.m. and it's 3:22 p.m. So I'm kind of up against a clock. But I got this letter um, to my address for Sean Lynn, who's my son, and he does get a lot of his mail here. That's on purpose. And, but it was from a subrogation company called Catch, Katch, and they work for Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield. I called Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield to verify that this was legitimate before giving somebody a bunch of information about Sean. And they said, oh, we'll transfer you to our subrogation department because the word subrogation was on the letter. So when it goes over to subrogation, the first thing that they say is catch. So I guess that's the company, and they work as independent contractors. Well, they're what subrogation is if somebody's injured and they get medical treatment done, but somebody else pays for the medical treatment, like their insurance, their health insurance. Then if they get a settlement or a award in court for damages, it's going to include money for their medical expenses, but the person who was injured isn't going to get to put that in their pocket. They're going to have to pay it back to their health insurance or whoever paid for them. And so, of course, they should probably ask for something for their pain and suffering, and if they lost work or there's other damages. But in the meantime, um, it apparently has to do with this lawsuit that Sean and I have against UAMS. And all of a sudden, we get this letter. So apparently, the attorneys are trying to make sure that there's some subrogation, that if they pay Sean, that he doesn't get to keep the money, that it goes to paying back Blue Cross Blue Shield if that's what Blue Cross Blue Shield requires. So they transfer me at Blue Cross. They transfer me to the subrogation department run by Catch, and I was asked to put in a event number, which I did, and then they said, like, hold a moment, please. It was an automated. The whole thing was automated. So I have been on the phone trying to talk to them for 23 minutes and 27 seconds. I'm going to show you. Let's see. Okay, I'll do it like this. So you can see up that little spot right there. You might have to make it real big. Otherwise, you could just trust me. I look pretty trustworthy. It does say 23 minutes and 46 seconds and counting. And so this is all like because UAMS and the doctors at UAMS and the nurses who pretty much tortured Sean for 2 weeks, and then they just battered him. Like, they refused to feed him anything but like sugar water and very little of that for a number of days. They gave him nothing. They say that they gave him nothing at all that was solid, and they did only give him like pudding and stuff when they did decide to feed him, but they dehydrated him the first few days. They didn't even want him to have water, and then that threw his electrolytes off, and he ended up with hyponatremia, which you could get from uh, cerebral salt wasting, which happens if you are dehydrated. So then they did all this shit to him. And now they won't come clean. They're saying, we didn't do anything wrong. Ah, not a thing. They didn't have consent. So, uh, and Sean was like trying to get out of there. He would break out of the restraints they put on his hands, even though they gave him chemical restraints too. So he was like completely drugged. They had his hands and his feet bound to the edges of the cot, and then uh, he would figure out how to get loose, and he would run down the halls. They had him naked a lot of the time, so he's running down the halls, probably naked. We don't know for sure because everybody's saying this never happened. This is all like just didn't happen. It just totally didn't happen. And you know what? You can't prove a thing because we deleted all of the video. So that's what they're saying. Um, like as if they haven't heard the word spoliation. They've heard the word subrogation, but they haven't heard of spoliation. So, anyways, I'm sitting here. Let's see how much time has passed now. I wasted, okay, 26 minutes, 37 seconds. They're not, see, it's still going. So, I'm just going to give up for today because I actually have work to do. But all of this, they're going to say, like, oh, you can't get anything for your work or your time trying to, uh, get compensated for what happened. But I'll fight that one all the way to the Supreme Court. So get ready, guys, because we're going.